Guruve Gaura Chandraya Radhikaya Tadale Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya Namo Namaha Vanchakalpaturubhyascha Kripa Sindhuvevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Shri Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Dandavat Pranam devotees. Just a short video in keeping up with the questions and answers situation. I had a conversation the other day. It was a couple of days ago, and then a similar point came up while I was having another discussion, which I won't bring up right now. But the discussion was basically around the idea that if someone had taken initiation and then the person whom they took their initiation from, be it Harinam or Diksha, if that person later became victimized by being overwhelmed by material energy in some way, form, or fashion, then is it a automatic situation that one should take shelter of our Srila Prabhupada and that there's no more need to take initiation? So I am answering that question according to Guru, Sadhu, and Sastra. What a person chooses to do individually is obviously not in my control or anyone else's control for that matter. So, but it is mentioned clearly, Vaishnava Pradishtena Mantrena Nirayam Bridget, that if a person has accepted initiation from a person who was not Vaishnava Guru, so Vaishnava Pradishtena here, the general meaning is that maybe they took from a Kula Guru, means family Guru, or they took from someone who was not Vaishnava, or not within one of the authorized Sampradayas, Brahma, Rudra, Stri, or Chatusanam, 4 Kumaras, and therefore their initiation is not valid. So anyways, so this is the general understanding, but also here we should understand that what is Vaishnav Guru? And Vaishnav Guru, I think I've spoken on other videos, will come into various categories, and I don't have time to really expansively go into that now. The general understanding of Guru is mentioned in Sastra. Tasmat Guru Papajeta Jigyasha Shretamam or Tadvidi Pranipatena, etc. So many verses are there which establish what is Guru Tattva. Srila Rupa Goswami Pada is similarly established in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu that a person who may not be in the category of Uttam Bhagavat, right? I mean, either Uttam Bhagavat also will not function as Guru, because Uttam Bhagavat Sava Bhutam Yapya said Bhagavan Bhavan Atmanaha, because they don't make distinction who's not Krishna conscious, etc. They won't do that seva per se, because of their absorption in their antradasha, their internal mood. They generally will not do that service, right? Or very rarely. Normally it will require that someone will have to have some ability to come into Bahir Dasha, right? To train or to guide a disciple. So normally that won't happen. But if Uttam Bhagavat will come to the Madhyam Bhagavat platform, and here Madhyam Bhagavat and the meaning of the verse is Saritara Dineshu Baliseshu Deshatsvacha Prema Maitri Kripu Upeksha Sakaroti Samajma. Here this Majjamarikar means he has praying for Bhagavan. So there's different analysis of this verse. Some say this praying means starting from Ruchi, etc. But generally, they have praying for Bhagavan. They're able to understand who is friendly, Maitri, etc. They show Kripa to Balishu, those who are innocent, and they can do Upeksha. So the point of this, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is mentioned in Madhurya Kandamini, is that they come to a platform in which it is natural to make distinctions. And there's no fault that would be attributed to it. Right? Because, again, this would be a very long track of discussion if I go into it, but Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has given analysis that Bhagavan himself does not give bhakti, Because if he did, then he would be attributed with the fault called asamya dosh, which means partiality. And similarly, those who are uttam bhagavat, who are always absorbed because they're also on the internal platform and they should see no distinction, right? If they were to try to give bhakti, also it would be attributed with asamya dosh. So he says there, therefore, the uttam bhagavat comes to the Madhyam Bhagavat platform in which no fault can be attributed because it is in the nature of Madhyam Bhagavat that those four characteristics, prema, maitri, kripa, upeksha, are present. So, generally this is the discussion of who is qualified to be guru. Srila Rupa Goswami Pad is also given the idea, or not the idea, but the actual teaching, that those who are Sastra Yukti, Suni, Punya, Jurashara, Yandra, Uttamarikari, Se, Tare, Sangsar, those who have Uttamarikar in eligibility for the practice of sadhana. So here Uttamarikar doesn't mean like Uttam Bhagavat. It means their Shraddha is Dridha, it's fixed, because Sastra Yukti Suni Punya. They, by the understanding and understanding of the logic, reasoning, and even realizations derived from Sastra, their faith has become fixed. And therefore, they can help to guide others on the path of sadhana towards the goal, as long as they do not become contaminated by Guru Abhiman, right? So this is the point. Guru Abhiman means the self-conception of being Guru, and imbued in that conception is Pratishta Asha, which Raghunath Das Goswami has discussed in Manasiksha. Pratishta Asha Drashta, so Pacharamini Yuri Meinate, right? That this is like, because pride is so detrimental, it doesn't recognize itself, so it's very destructive to bhakti. What to speak if you're acting in the capacity of being the repository for the faith of aspirants coming on the path? So obviously you cannot have this Guru Abhiman, which is imbued with Pratishta Asha, right? Or the desire for prestige, etc. Now, what happens to those who are in a situation in which they took shelter of someone, either at the time they were not conversant with Guru Tattva, and maybe under one of the four conditions which Jiva Goswami Pad and Bhakti Sundarbha has recommended not to take initiation for social, hereditary, customary, ecclesiastical considerations, but somehow they ended up doing one of those things, and that person again became victimized, even if they were sincere in their desire to do service, but maybe their previous samskars, so many things overwhelmed them and they were not able to keep that standard, then what should happen? So punascha vinina samyak grahayat vaishnavad guru. So it says again, puna means again, one should take initiation from a Vaishnav guru. So this is the recommendation of Sastra. So I'm quoting where this is to be found. You can find it in Hari Bhakti Vilas. It's also quoted by Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur and Jaiva Dharma, right? So in many places it's there, right? So the point here being that it is imperative that a disciple enter into the parampara. And the entrance into the parampara comes through bona fide initiation. Harinam is not really an initiation per se, because Harinam is so merciful that it's not like the Diksha mantras. You understand? Of course, Harinam is even superior to Diksha mantras in many ways. Harinam is itself the root of Radha and Krishna, a Mahaprabhu, right? Namachintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasavigraha, etc. Right? In this shlok it's mentioned, Abhinatvam Nama Namyo, that the Harinam and the person of Nam, meaning Radha Krishna, not different. So, but for the Diksha mantras, there's process required, and the Diksha mantras, they give relationship with Harinam, because Harinam is Radha and Krishna Mahaprabhu. So the Diksha mantras, they give relation. Jiva Goswami is quoted, Divya Jnanam Yanta Shrimati Mantre Bhagavat Sarup Jnanam Tenam Bhagavat Sambandha Visesh Jnanangscha. So Visesh Sambandha Jnana is given in the Diksha mantra, so it is very important. So that should be received from a Vaishnava Guru. If prior, due to any of the circumstances I just mentioned previously, that didn't happen, then again one should avail themselves to initiation. Now, the discussion also came up in the question that was sent to me, what about directly taking shelter of Al Srila Prabhupada? Well, of course, that's organic. I mean, the idea that you're getting the shelter of Srila Prabhupada, not only Srila Prabhupada, but our entire Guru Parampara in our Gaudiya Vaishnav line, all the way back to our Goswami Varga, it is organic when you enter into the process through initiation. So you always have their shelter, but it is not a replacement for the reality of receiving bona fide Diksha from a Vaishnav Guru. You cannot circumvent the process of Parampara by the idea of making convenient social corrections maybe to something. So we see that some person has had difficulty and they took the post prematurely for whatever reason, and the persons who came under their guidance now have a crisis of faith or so forth. So we can't make a rule that, well, just to avoid this crisis of faith, everybody from now on will take shelter of Srila Prabhupada directly or indirectly. So that's obviously not a philosophically sound platform, right? We naturally have the shelter of Srila Prabhupada. Just like if you are born from a father, then that father's father is your grandfather. So, and their love and affection, is certainly also available to you. But it doesn't circumvent the fact you need to be born from a father. So, in following Guru Sadhu Sastra, we have to do these things. So I just wanted to give a quick answer to that devotee's question that yes, it is still necessary, according to Sastra, to take initiation from a bona fide Guru. Now, of course, Hari Bhakti Vilas is also given the standard of mutual pariksha, means examination of both Guru and Guru examining the potential disciple. So sometimes in our modern age, that's not possible. So at least then the onus, especially on the aspirant, is to become clear, at least to some degree, in Guru Tattva, so that their taking initiation carries more information than just whatever the social, hereditary, ecclesiastical, or social considerations are, right? They need to have some substantive platform under which to look at accepting Guru, because Guru means not a life commitment, a life after life commitment. You understand? So we should put great prudence into how we understand the process of accepting Guru, right? So hopefully this does something in a brief way to answer that question. Now, another thing that's very important in the overall understanding, which wasn't directly part of their question, but equally important, is that our method of vetting everything that we do in bhakti is Guru, Sadhu, and Sastra. That is the template, that is the metric for vetting and deciding anything, any tattva, any siddhant, any situation, any element of practice, Guru, Sadhu, and Sastra. So here the word sadhu, Guru, we kind of know what that means, and Sastra, we know what that means. But sadhu sometimes can be a little bit vague, right? We have an idea. So then we have to go to description by Jiva Goswami Pad. What is a sadhu? Sadnoti sadayati cha Krishna prema iti sadhu. That person who's understood the sadvastu, means the ultimate reality to be Krishna prema, in the conception coming from Mahaprabhu, this person is called sadhu. Because equally, the term sadhu, when it's taken in a more generic sense, can also apply even to Mayavadis. Somebody's living sadhu life, and they have sadhutva, means the qualities of a sadhu, even though they may have a different philosophical consideration, etc., we can't say they're not sadhu. So Jiva Goswami Jiva Goswami was very specific in defining in the Vichardhara, or the line of conception of Mahaprabhu, what is sadhu. Sadnoti sadayati cha Krishna prema iti sadhu. That person who's clearly understood that Krishna prema is the ultimate goal of life, having that realization, exemplifying that realization, that person is called sadhu. So more directly, we can say that our Guru Parampara is the line of sadhus. Also, the Parampara, another name for the Parampara, is called a Pranali. from which this whole idea, Siddha Pranali, we hear that, right? So we shouldn't axiomatically or automatically just dismiss it. Oh, Pranali, Siddha Pranali. Oh, no, that's not for us. Because the word Pranali means a channel, right? And Siddha means a perfection. So the channel by which we achieve perfection is from a channel of perfected souls. So our Guru Parampara is a channel of perfected souls. So they are Pranali. So they're not only our Guru Parampara in that sense, but and Parampara means the same thing essentially, but they are the channel of how the perfection descends. So you cannot remove links or displace links in the Parampara for, any kind of, just subjective reasons, right? We don't agree that we necessarily